Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Oh no, we're not. We are here.
We are here.
We are here. Well, I hope we're here.
We're here.
I'm here at a desk. I'm at a desk.
He's here.
I'm here with Dangerous Dan. I'm here with Professor Bill. John Zimmerman is not here this week. He's recovering from bronchitis. Unfortunately, he wasn't even able to make it to this. He wasn't going to be here anyway. He was going to be going to the SmackDown Live tonight.
I think he's still trying to recover from the PAPW show.
Really? Maybe.
Could be.
Because he didn't go to the same after party I did.
I don't think anybody went to the same after party you did.
No. No. We don't deal with that bar 80.
No.
But
We prefer more upscale establishments.
that's just us.
That's just you guys.
You're watching the Defenders of Indie Wrestling. This is the Squared Circle. What a great weekend we had.
Yeah.
Paradise Alley, PAPW,
Yeah.
once again, proving how they're the number one down here in southern New England, southern Connecticut.
Yeah, it was a exciting show. I think everybody here posted at least 20 pictures. They said there was 500 there. I stopped counting at like close to 3. There were a lot of people there. I mean, that was probably one of the biggest. And yet they had Diesel Mania, which was in a bigger venue, but there was not a lot of standing room, so it was pretty amazing. And I told Mr. Mario Mancini I thought it was because he was making cheesecake.
Maybe everybody wanted to come and get his cheesecake.
I had a piece of that cheesecake. It was quite delicious, and I then had to hit the treadmill the next day for quite a while.
For quite a while.
For quite a while. Yeah, but yeah, great show.
Great show. Yeah, they packed in the high school, but they packed in Melillo, which is very good. They're on a they're progressing forward. They're doing great.
Yeah, they're on an upward trajectory.
Upward trajectory. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a good show. I mean, you can't say anything bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a really good, solid show. Fans, I know there's a couple people that got, Kenny Roberts, huge pop, like to the point where we're like looking around.
Well,
like,
Kenny Roberts' career was on the line.
Yes.
If everybody remembers from the opening segment, the Holidays Inn, not Holiday Inn,
Yeah.
where Kenny Roberts was the guest, and basically the challenge was laid out for Kenny Roberts to take on Richard Holiday in the main event. And in the case being, if Holiday was to beat Kenny Roberts would no longer be in PAPW, but Roberts overcame that. Just wasn't for the belt, though.
Wasn't for the belt.
Wasn't for the belt.
But it was a great match. I am partial to Mr. Holiday. I like Kenny Roberts a lot, but partial to Mr. Holiday, not to mention the fact that I purchased, or a number of people have purchased his T-shirts, which are very nice.
Right.
But that was one hell of a match. Kenny Roberts laid it all out on the line there, and I think RJ, our friend of the show, RJ, said, we both said at not the same time, but we were having a conversation after the match, and it was like he channeled the spirit of Dusty Rhodes and Coco Beware at the same time, pushed them together, and the fans absolutely love him. And he wrestles very well, and it was just a good match. I'm looking forward to the rematch. I think that's going to be something.
The rematch will be April 8th in Middletown.
Yeah, they're venturing out. Middletown, Connecticut. I don't know the venue.
The venue is the ICM Woodrow Wilson Middle School. That's 1 Wilderman's Way in Middletown.
Yeah, so we'll be there for that one, too.
We'll be there for that one.
Yeah.
I want to see, there's a PvP that night, but I want to see PAPW. I want to see how they're going to do when, because they're doing great around here, but Middletown isn't really anywhere near East Haven. I mean, kind of, but not really. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do in a different part of the state. Because I was thinking if they were going to venture out, I was thinking, well, it's East Haven, maybe they'll come here to North Haven or maybe Branford or Guilford. something like that. But going to Middletown, I mean, let's see how they do. I mean, I hope they do good.
Yeah, I think they're going to draw. I mean, I think it's going to be a true test of the fan base.
Right.
That includes us.
Right.
You know, I think it's going to be a true test. But, I mean, if you look at what last Saturday's show was, and they pull from that, and they're going to have some really great matches. I mean, they had, you know, the House of Pain, you know, Roberts and Holiday.
Williams, my namesake, he did great as usual.
Marcel Williams, yeah, there was a little, you know, he wrestled, you know, well, I guess at the end he ended up wrestling an extra person he wasn't expecting.
Right.
He wrestled one of the members of the House of Pain, and somehow Mr. Jim Anderson became involved in that. And you know, don't want to spoil anything.
No.
But yeah, just a ton of great matches. You know, it's you know. I mean,
Sergeant Murray and taking on this AJ Specter. What do we know about AJ Specter?
I know he's not related to Ronnie Spector.
No.
You know, but yeah, I'd never seen him before. Yeah, that was a good match, but Sergeant Murray, you know, back on top and, you know, got a good match. You know, again, I'm not sure if we want to say how it ended. I liked the part. There was a young man who was the flag bearer holder
Right.
for the beginning and the end of the match, held the Stars and Stripes out there. So I thought that was really nice. You know, and again, just it was just from the beginning to the end was a great card.
Right.
And it was set up very well. So, you know, they did a great job. So can't take anything away. And, you know.
April 8th in Middletown. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, and then it looks like another good card. So
Sure does.
they'll start rolling out some of the matches soon. So
Right. We'll have that information as soon as we can get to it. But April 25th. We're going to start with not April 25th, April 22nd, Knockout Autism. Why don't we just start with that? We have an interview. We talked to James Raymond, who you're becoming really good friends with, seemingly.
yeah. I told him James is a great guy. You know, is incredibly passionate about the show. You know, and I don't want to speak for him, but I know just from conversations with him, and we actually met up, I think it was Sunday for a little bit.
Yeah.
He's just putting in a tremendous effort to assemble the talent that's going to be at this show. I mean, he's got Alberto El Patron.
He's current Impact star, former
Impact,
WWE.
Impact star.
Right.
You know, he's got Richard Holiday's going to be there.
The most marketable band in wrestling.
He is. He is very marketable. And
Right.
Ricky Reyes. He's got Strickland, the Mac from Lucha Underground. Ricky Reyes from Lucha Underground. He's just got, you know, so many other folks.
All I got for this card, I have Leary versus Dan DeMann versus Damian Black versus Big Jim.
Yep.
4-way.
Yep.
And Alberto El Patron and Richard Holiday versus Matias and Ricky Reyes. Those are
Yep.
the only two matches I see advertised.
But
I know there's others, but
Yep. There's some video on here, Jay. Well, there was some video on the screen.
what we're going to be doing is we had the chance to talk to Mr. James Raymond on Saturday after the PAPW event was over, because these Knockout Wrestling for Autism will be in the same venue at Malillo Middle School on April 22nd. So we were going to run that real quick, if it's ready, because they just told me it was.
April 22nd here at Joseph Malillo Middle School in East Haven. We're going to have a special benefit show called Wrestling for Autism. Right here, I have the man in charge of that, Mr. James Raymond, Professor Bill's here as well. Working hard tonight. Handing out flyers.
Getting directions from James, being just perfect deal. It's just like being married.
Tell us what you have in store for us.
We got some great matches. We have Alberto Albatron here. We have a great meeting with him. Timmy Richard Holiday. Take out the chairs. And Ricky Reyes from Lucha Underground. It's going to be a great match. The co-headliner is also going to be a great match. Shane Strickland and Willie Mack. Jane LaRue, which is Dave Bernardo and RJ Moore.
I would understand you are getting some help with Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling too?
Yes, Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling has been helping out. We held a special autograph signing with them before. We're going to be there March 25th in Enfield at the high school. At Ruby Soho, we're going to have a table set up there. We're going to be selling tickets. Make sure people come out and pick them up before the event. I guarantee that most likely will not be any left.
Well, we're going to get a couple of stars from Blitzkrieg to come on the card as well.
Yep, Jeremy Leary is going to be in the opening event.
I heard he's got the best hair. Best hair.
He's got the best hair in pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling.
Best hair in pro wrestling. Let's get one thing straight here.
Sorry.
But it's great that they're helping out. PAPW is helping you out as well.
Yep, got a lot of great PAPW wrestlers on there. You know, Richard Holiday, House of Pain, all going to be in action. Come check us out. Help us raise some money for a great event.
All right. I'm inviting you down to the HTV Studios, Sports Circle. Come on down before the studio. We get more in-depth as to what we're going to see on here.
Thank you.
We're back.
James Raymond, of course, Matt Stryker,
Yes.
former WWE star, former teacher,
Currently with Lucha Underground.
currently announcer for Lucha Underground, was also in attendance along
Yeah.
with James Raymond at the autism knockout autism table, wrestling for autism.
Yeah, was signing some autographs,
Right.
speaking with some kids. You know, there was some, some special needs kids there also he spent a lot of time with. I tell you, Matt Stryker, just a thoroughly engaging gentleman. Said hello to everybody. I mean, literally walked around, talked to people, shaking hands. So he was a true gentleman, and we told him how much we appreciated him being there for the show and signing autographs and, just putting some work in for the show. That's the one thing I think is very special about this benefit that James is working on, is that there's so many people that are given their time, and just little stuff that people are doing, whether it's, helping out at the table that night, whether, James, I know, is going to Blitzkrieg this weekend,
Right.
is going to be doing selling tickets there. Jeremy Leary invited him up, have him, sell tickets there. I think he's bringing some T-shirts up there too, the T-shirts that we were wearing that night. There was another gentleman that was there, Miguel. I don't know Miguel's last name, but he was working with us too. And I think the fact is that you got so many people willing to give their time and effort to this is just a really amazing thing. PAPW is part of it.
Right.
A lot of the guys wrestling are going to be there, like Richard Holiday, Mateus. I'm sure, Kenny Roberts. There's at least another 4 or 5 people on there. I know, and I think I have it right. Nathaniel Carr.
Nathaniel Carr, PWA.
Yeah, is going to be on that card also. I think you look at that card, and then you draw a map, a big circular map, and that there's almost, if not 1 to 2 people from every organization.
Right.
You got Nathaniel Carr from PAPW. I think Moonshine McCready is going to be there.
Right.
Dickie Moon's going to be there. I think they're wrestling with Ace Romero.
So Ace Romero, you're getting into New York, you're getting into Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I think you're looking at, like we said, Jeremy Leary from Blitzkrieg.
And PvP.
PvP. And then you look at Lucha Underground stars, Alberto El Patron. That is like such a coalition of wrestlers from such different areas. And I think it really talks about the community of people just trying to really help and put the event over. And I think it's going to be outstanding. I know I'm buying my tickets. I asked James to hold me 2 tickets just in
Right.
case I forget. But if you don't have tickets or buy tickets from him, you show up at the door that night, you got a pretty good chance you might not get in.
You might not get in. It's
Get there
good.
early. And
Think of how packed, if you were there Saturday night for PAPW, it's probably going to be twice the volume.
yeah, oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. And you don't even know who might show up there. You know how things are with different wrestlers. You don't know who you might see to show up to just want to support the event.
So somebody could just be added at the last minute, and you
yeah,
won't even
yeah,
realize it.
you know.
Well, I think, not to correct you on something, Professor, as I wouldn't dare do that because you're more knowledgeable than I am. But I think the truly special thing of this event is, whereas some people have stated they publicly do this to get the girls. Well, there's only one special little girl that we're doing this for.
Yep.
And that's James's daughter, who
Jocelyn?
was shown in that video.
Yes.
She's afflicted with autism,
Mm-hmm.
and this event is on her behalf.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and she's an adorable child,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, got to sit there and look at her, or just have a little bit of fun with her and everything. So she's just a cute kid, and you could see the excitement for her when she was at the event. James, his son, was there, taking a lot of pictures. His wife was there. Just a very nice family. So I'm very excited. I think you know, this event's going to have some staying power. Who knows what you're going to be looking at 3 or 4 years down the line, you know?
Absolutely.
So I think it's going to be a really great event. So.
Another great event this coming Saturday.
Oh, boy.
Ruby Soho, presented by Blitzkrieg Pro Wrestling. Arguably their biggest. This might be their WrestleMania, guys.
Yeah, that's
March 25th is at Enrico Fermi High School. We're not going to be at the Old Country Banquet Facility. They're not going to be outside.
no French fries,
Well, maybe. Not the same French fries, though.
French fries, pierogies.
Unless they have them cater it.
Oh my
They might
God!
do that. I don't know. I can't
I don't-
speak for Jeremy or anybody.
I don't know,
Awesome,
man.
yeah.
We go to the. That's when you go to the shows at the Old Country Banquet Hall. It's like you're thinking French fries, you're thinking pierogies. I know you guys are eating the buffalo wings.
I love the
you know.
buffalo wings myself.
Well, certainly they won't have any cheesecakes to match the quality of
No.
PAPW's cheesecake.
Oh, thank God!
Which, of course, we don't take for free like some people. We
Yeah.
pay for everything that we get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is, you know, got to talk to Lenore, who does the concessions there. I think we've all met her.
Right.
And you know, they had the Glee Club that was there. They performed. Got to talk to Lenore. They said it was one of the biggest crowds, and like for the profit, for the donations, the money for the Glee Club and their organization. She said it was just phenomenal. She's like, this was just an amazing event. And I think you get that as you talk to people. It's like, you know, just, hey, it's great. You know, this was awesome. You know, people, and you're starting to see people, and I think you guys will attest to this. You're starting to see people at this particular show, and I know, you know, we have other stuff, but PAPW. You're starting to see people you haven't seen there before. And I think the biggest thing you have to take away from is it's turning into like a very close-knit family of people going down. It's like, you know, you're starting to get to know these people, and who's wearing a Richard Holiday shirt or a Kenny Roberts shirt, and you see those people starting to interact. There are people we are talking to that we've probably a year ago you would have said we would have never had a conversation with this person.
Yeah.
But I think they've done just a phenomenal job, and I think that's on the cusp. I think if you look at Blitzkrieg, PAPW, you know, you got PVP, you're looking at something where you go back to we say and I don't want to date ourselves, the old days when you could watch Georgia Championship Wrestling.
Sort of like our own localized version of
Yeah,
that.
Mid-South.
Right.
You know, you had Florida Championship Wrestling. You know, you had all these different organizations were in that kind of that NWA kind of affiliate where there was somebody everywhere. You look at the old style Portland shows, the AWA. There's a lot of special stuff going on here in Connecticut and in the Massachusetts, New York area. You're talking about Tier 1 out of New York, Brooklyn area, where Rude Boy Riley wrestles a lot. The Breakfast Club from Blitzkrieg wrestles there. Sonny Kiss, who we saw not last show, but the show before was there. You're just seeing Pentagon Jr. was just down there, and they are now working with a lucha program
Right.
where they're spinning off from Tier 1 to I don't know what it's called exactly, but I'm going to say Tier 1 lucha. and where they're adding so many different things on it. Because you've seen Pentagon Junior is now in this area, wrestling in 3 or 4 different promotions around the area. Phoenix from Lucha Underground, Aerostar. So a lot of these folks are coming around, and I think it speaks volumes to what goes on in this whole East Coast area. You know, we have our favorites up in this area, but I think if you look up and down, there's a lot of stuff, great stuff going on. So.
Right.
And since you brought the Lucha Libre style up, Professor, let me just interject. Impact has signed a working agreement with AAA of Mexico, as well as Crash, which is Conan's
Yep.
promotion in Mexico. So they're now reaching out, broadening their field where they can draw their talent from. So Thursday to Thursday night, you never know what you're going to see on their program.
Yeah, and they're doing something with Noah too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got, I'll tell you what, I watched the whole last week's version. Is a little bit easier to find on the internet under, I think it's a Daily Motion. I watched the show, and it was a very good show. They had a new revamped version of LAX come out, but the main spokesman is Conan and Homicide. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what they did to Conan on the way out, but he was on fire. He was spinning and throwing things out there, and I'm like, wow, you could tell he was pumped for that show. He had a lot of emotion, and he was saying stuff back to the old like NWO days, you know. And I was like, wow, what a hot piece there, you know. They had a lot of good talent down there. I think Impact is, the next year is going to be very interesting for them. I think they're going to.
It's going to be it's going to be the do or die for them. If they can make it through this year, they're coming up.
Yeah.
They're definitely growing each day. They put out more and more news items. I frequent their website. Not afraid to say that. Others go to other websites. I go to the Impact website. And each day there's more news items, different news items, which is good because it'll help keep that interest in their core product, which of course being that Thursday night television show.
Yeah. So, but back to Blitzkrieg, man.
Right. Yeah, we can go back to it. I believe we have more footage ready. I have to just they'll tell me, I'm sure, or it'll just pop up on the screen, and you won't be able to see us anymore. That might be how.
Which might be a good idea.
Right. We were a little delayed coming to the studio. I mean, that's nothing unusual,
no,
right?
No. Folks, just so you understand, we are not power of this we here. This we was here 20 minutes before the show started. Those we's were here those minutes before the show.
Right. It was a little accident.
I thought I was going to have to go on air by myself,
Right.
although I was going to pull some of the guys from the folks from the back, but I figured calmer heads would prevail. But what do we got for the card for Blitzkrieg this Saturday?
We got, let's see, let's run it down here. We have a women's match. Skylar goes one-on-one with Penelope Ford.
Yeah, I'm not.
Penelope Ford is a team with a woman named Maria Manick, and they're known as the Fella Twins.
Oh, okay.
And that's about really the extent I know.
Well, we all know Skylar.
They were on in a tournament. These Fella Twins down in North Carolina with some good friends of mine, the Sea Stars.
Oh, okay.
All right, and that's basically, I don't know too much, so we're gonna get to see how this what this Penelope Ford brings to the table.
Let me ask.
There's no way she's beating Skylar. There's no way.
Skylar's on fire.
Well, let me ask you this, gentlemen. Do you believe that Skylar has an unfair advantage due to certain relationships?
I think she's just standing out on her own. I think she's right.
I mean, you guys have been to a lot of PvP shows where she's wrestled a
Right.
little bit more, but I'll tell you, you know.
And it's amazing being an announcer a year ago, and she's just came so far
That's my point. Is like
in almost a year.
very short period of time. She's
Right.
done an amazing thing, and she had the last time we were up at the Blitzkrieg show, she had a match with Veda Scott
Right.
from Ring of Honor, and they were they literally tore that place apart. I mean, there wasn't one chair left standing up, which is good because, you know, you don't want anybody to get, you know, knocked around. But they were, I mean, they were chopping each other, kicking each other. She was going toe-to-toe with Veda Scott, you know, and I believe, you know, I don't want to, you know what, if it's on the internet, let somebody find it, but she accounted for...
We've got some Skylar versus Veda Scott.
All right, good.
We might be able to, I don't know what's going on here.
They are sleeping in the back
They
room.
probably are. They're probably, it's a union shop. They're probably back on their coffee break again.
Certainly by the time this program airs on YouTube, we can have Skylar footage up on our page for fans to check out.
We'll have this very same ready or not ready tonight up on the internet later on for the world to say. We comply with the wishes of upper management. We only show just a little bit of certain matches. Don't show the ending because what it is they have a phenomenal YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I recommend everybody can, you know, I wouldn't say invite, I would suggest.
Highly suggest.
Highly suggest Blitzkrieg Pro. You type an exclamation point on at the end of that and subscribe to them on YouTube and you'll see some phenomenal matches.
You know why I don't have to look at that?
Why?
Because I go to every damn show they have. I don't think
you don't have to.
I'm going. I have to go. You know.
You're a Blitzkriegaholic.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about the huge match. Who is going to be there this Saturday? The huge match. Huge.
You want to go right to the main event and
Let's
skip everything else?
We'll hit the main event and we could work our way down. But I think you got to talk about the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room.
If we could fit an elephant in the
We
studio.
could fit an elephant in the
No,
studio.
my friend, you don't pronounce it huge. It's huge.
Huge. Excuse me.
We have former WWE, current Impact star, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes against.
Donovan Dijak.
I wish Matt James was here
Right?
because the way he says that is like.
Feast your eyes
Yeah.
on Donovan Dijak.
Yeah. When Matt James says that, you're like, oh my God.
And you feast your eyes on
That's
Donovan
it, you
Dijak.
do.
You literally do.
Or Matt James will poke you in the eyes.
Well, I'm not into men. I don't feast my eyes on
Well,
any male.
all right
Right.
there, whatever. But that's going to be a great match. You know, for people who don't know, Cody Rhodes.
There is a backstory to this.
Yeah. And why don't you tell them what that backstory is?
You tell him.
There was, if you haven't seen the YouTube video, listen, there's no muscles in there, so just put that shirt down, please.
That's true. I haven't been to
Yeah,
the gym in a month.
that's like, you know, flexing nothing
Well,
right
you
there.
deserve the time off. You've been working hard.
Yeah. And
So other people don't have to.
there's a video out where Cody Rhodes, I won't say hit Donovan Dijak with a chair. I would just say assaulted him with a chair. And I've watched that video, I'm going to say at least 6 times. And we saw Donovan Dijak, I think probably about 2 weeks after at the last Blitzkrieg show. And he sat in the middle of that ring in a chair and basically said, Cody Rhodes, you got a day of reckoning coming. And that's, you know, he's not mad at me, Donovan Dijak, which, you know, you've seen him. We got to talk to him. We get to shake his hand. Very pleasant guy, but turns into something else in the ring. And I think Cody Rhodes is going to have one brutal match. That's something I'm looking forward to almost every match. I'm looking forward to every match on here. But that's going to be a brutal one. I think that's one where we might go, oh my God. You know?
It should be, to borrow our phrase, a slobber knocker of a match. But Cody Rhodes has been picking up titles along the way on the independent scenes.
Yeah, he is the Global Force Champion.
And I believe he's also the holds the title in NEW.
He is the current NEW champion as of, I guess, the weekend.
Right, and he's been active with Impact Wrestling.
And he is a member of,
The Bullet Club.
you didn't say it right, the Bullet Club.
Oh, excuse me.
You know, and that's not probably the best way to say it. But yeah, he left the WWE, and he just blew up.
Right.
You know, and I think it speaks volumes to his talent level, the lineage behind him. And
Anything he's doing outside of WWE now is much better than anything he did in the WWE.
Right, he was trapped in that Stardust character.
Stardust,
And going nowhere.
dashing Cody Rhodes.
yeah.
He had the one time he had something on his nose, like some kind of protective gear.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a lot of go nowhere things.
Yeah, he has found himself out with the American Nightmare thing that he's doing right now, and it's true. You watch that chair shot that Donovan Dijak, you're like, if he's not a nightmare, I hate to really see a nightmare. But you got a lot of other great matches on this card. You got the Bedlam champion, Flex Rumble Crunch.
Flex Rumble Crunch, who won the belt.
Where is he from?
Chikara,
Yeah.
the Devastation Corporation.
Yes. And who was his manager?
Sydney M. Balcabella.
That's it.
And who's going to be there this Saturday?
Sydney.
Sydney will be there as well.
And he's going to be, who is Mr. Rumble Crunch going to be wrestling there?
He is taking on the former champion Hammer Tunis
Yes.
and Sasha Jenkins in a three-way match. Hammer Tunis was originally scheduled to take on Ace Romero back on March 5th.
Yep.
Ace Romero was not able to attend the event, so there had to be a suitable replacement. And that suitable replacement ended up being Flex Rumble Crunch. Tunis thought he was going to get the night off.
Yep. That was a big.
Sexy Jesus thought he would not have to work.
Yeah, that was a big shocker.
Right.
He got a huge pop when he came out Flex.
I'm sorry, but Flex Rumble Crunch, your name just reminds me of something I should have for breakfast.
Captain
I'm
Crunch?
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you tell him that?
You
See
know.
how long you last out there.
Dangerous Dan.
Why don't you do
Flex
this?
Rumble Crunch.
Why don't you do this when you go tell him that they remind you of that? Roll up your sleeves and start flexing your muscles. I'm sure he'll run in terror.
You just may.
Wear that shirt too. He'll think you look like a giant pineapple.
Well, Jay's got me on a strict workout, 16 ounces at a time, so you know.
Flex Rumble Crunch versus Sasha Jenkins versus Hammer Tunis. Before we get to the footage, and we'll keep going over the card. We only got a couple more matches here, but what do you think prevails here? They gave the Bedlam title to Rumble Crunch. Does he lose it anytime soon?
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to lose it. I think he's going to hold on to that. I think he's going to hold on to that as long as he wants to. I think Hammer Tunis is going to have a hard time getting it back. Listen, it favors the champion when you have the belt.
It does, but don't forget, the Sexy Jesus Hammer Tunis will have the one and only
Mr. Joseph DiNucci.
in his corner,
Right.
and that carries a lot of weight.
Well, he doesn't carry a lot of
He
weight.
doesn't
But
carry a lot of weight.
physically,
I think
But he's got the mental sharpness and ability for the game. He's pulled out victories where we've seen him not.
you could probably bench
pull
Joseph
out
DiNucci.
victories. Well, yeah.
not based on what I saw under his arm when he pulled his shirt up. Not based on that muscle. I don't want to.
Let's roll this beautiful Blitzkrieg footage, and we'll continue to go over this.
That's my mother-in-law. She's like, what are you doing? Oh, she actually likes wrestling. Is that, who are they wrestling there?
That's, Chuck
Orange,
Taylor.
Orange Cassidy. Chikara, or as you know him as Fire Ant.
Yeah, he was one of the talent.
Yep. That was a funny match. It's amazing though, if you see when he does that in his Fire Ant, he plays around with it because he knows Fire Ant matches are very hard hitting. That's why he does a little bit more of this. Nice guy though, I got to talk to him for a while. So, yeah.
So you wake up in the morning, you have your bowl of Fruity Sea Stars, and you gulp it down with wash it down with a glass of freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
That's
all.
it. You got. John said something. I think you could find him online or something like that. I don't think Chuck Taylor gets enough credit as a wrestler.
I'll be careful because my opinions are Orange Cassidy. She's a sugar right up.
I mean, you look at the Chikara roster, Chuck Taylor, and it's going to give you a picture of him.
What's that?
It's not the same picture.
No, because it's actually, they call him Dustin now.
Oh.
Something happened with the name, and not with the name, but somebody else there took over the persona of Chuck Taylor,
Okay.
and he does stuff with him down there. So he's like, oh, that's my name, you can't have
It's
it.
complicated. Dude.
Yeah, it's one of those story baselines, you know? I think Chuck Taylor was the ICW champion for a while, too. He does that thing where I don't know if you ever saw it, where he scares the kids. Oh my God, it's hysterical. He goes out in the audience and he yells at the kids, sneaks up behind them, and screams and scares the hell out of them. How could you not like Chikara? One of their guys is called Swampy.
Yeah, that's Swampy right there. Well, not there, but
Yeah. They've changed everything. Maybe she changed. We're back.
We're back.
Golly, gee, Wally.
That was like a.
Gee willikers.
That was
That
like.
was swell.
That was like blast from the past. It was like I was waiting for Walter Cronkite to come out there with his little earpiece in. Sorry, Mr. President. So that was a lot of good footage, man.
It was good.
We enjoyed the black and white cover footage. That was pretty good. I was waiting for some scary stuff like Leave It to Beaver or Dennis the Menace to come out there, Mr. Wilson. So that was a good job,
Lucy
Jay.
and Ricky.
Every once in a while, you pull off a good one.
Yeah.
Well, that's just Jay's salute to the Twilight Zone.
This is just.
Yeah, very Twilight Zone-ish kind of thing.
This is something different. It was there's an infrared feature on that camera.
Yeah, there's definitely something on there.
There's
So.
that right there will work well for outdoor.
I think it
film.
would have been really funny if there were some clowns running through that thing. It would have been hysterical. That would have creeped everybody out. Or Dan could have showed off his muscles again.
Oh, please. What muscles?
Oh, jeez.
Please.
Oh, my God. So who else do we have on this
With
card?
under 10 minutes to go, I think I got about 6 minutes right now. We have also Joey Janela takes on Cold Steel Chuck O'Neil. Chuck O'Neil, you just saw in action there against Dijak. Joey Janela, I think it has something to do with going back to that Penelope Ford and Maria Manic, fellow twins.
Okay.
Right. I see the pictures. They're all dressed pretty much the same.
Okay.
Right.
And
I'll have to do the research.
there's a report that Shannon Moore will be there.
There is a report that Shannon Moore will be there as he will be taking on Juan Francisco de Coronado.
And Jay, where is he from?
Shakara.
God, I just
What are
Chikara.
these Shakara people showing
all
up
over
on
the place.
Blitzkrieg all the time.
Chikara, excuse me. But yeah, who else? Anything else? Anybody else? I know you got a lot of stuff there, man.
And I have appearances by the 19th hole.
I love those guys.
Right.
Absolutely one
The
of the
19th hole are the masterminds.
Yep. And who are they going to be managed by?
The masterminds, as well as Top Shelf Troy Nelson and Mark Sterling.
Yeah.
Masterminds plus Genius Bar
Yes.
equals 19th hole. They're
Equals.
managed by Sidney M. Bacabella.
He is a managerial genius.
Managerial genius.
He is, and saved us from freezing to death.
Saved. Yes, he did that day. It was really cold out there.
That was a great story.
They
too.
locked us out. After we left Chikara, they locked us out.
They locked us out from the Chikara. After the Chikara show, we were standing outside with what, about 15, 20 people, and
You
decided.
know what happens when you lock us out? Do you? Do you?
Dan shows his muscles again.
Jay whines about it?
Do you know what happens? You just make it. Nah. They let us in. It's all good.
That's it.
I wouldn't do that to Blitzkrieg.
Thank God we have some friends in high places. Got us in really quick. So,
Real quick.
but yeah, there was a great show that week, and
Scott-
this is going to be another great show.
Scotty Wild, along with Maximum Becca, of course. Anthony Green. That's all good.
All good, Anthony Green.
East Coast Bastard Crew, once again. Just seen them in action.
You could also see Anthony Green at if you find Paragon Pro Wrestling out of Las Vegas. He wrestles there, and Rude Boy Riley also. So just letting you know.
Do the research.
Do the research. That's what we got a full research team in the back of
Right.
Zero.
We have a cracked staff.
We are the crack staff.
Let's just face it. That's great. We got a lot coming up.
We do.
We got a lot coming up.
Yeah, April's an absolutely packed month.
April 8th, I got, we're back for PAPW.
Yep.
We're going to, April 8th, there'll be a PvP show up in Hadley, Massachusetts as well, where
Yeah.
Joey DiNucci takes on Marshall McNeil in a tuxedo match.
Oh boy, that's going to be good.
That's going to be good, but I digress. Unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately for PvP, fortunately for PAPW, we'll be at the Woodrow Wilson Middle School.
That's it.
Right.
The 8th there.
I want to see how they make out in Middletown. I want to see how they do. But you get them somewhere off the beaten path for
Yeah.
PAPW.
Yeah.
And see how they do.
Middletown may get some bleed over from East Haven. They're close enough, but I think it's going to come down to how far their publicity department gets out there
Right.
and beats the school that there is this important show coming up. Hey, everybody come out and see it. And of course, I can imagine that the administrators and so forth will send home
Oh, yeah.
information. So,
The school's definitely going to have to plug it for them.
Yeah.
So they should
Right.
do pretty well.
That's going to be a big show.
Whether
So
or not they'll draw that 506 number they did this last weekend, which was pretty incredible for using no big name talent.
Right. There's something to be said about
wait
that.
a minute,
Dan.
big name talent. Richard Holiday is a huge name. Huge.
Well, according to Richard Holiday.
And
He's the
according
most
to-
marketable man in wrestling.
According to me, also.
We have also April 15th, DPW, Dissension Pro Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
JJ's back.
That's it.
Rise of the Fallen.
Oh my!
Knights of Columbus, Torrington, Connecticut.
I'm waiting for that show. We've been we haven't had a show there in a while.
Since the spring, I don't believe.
I-
Or
you know.
beginning of the summer.
Yeah, I'm excited for
Right.
that show. Matter of fact, I got to make sure I put that on my calendar.
We'll have more information about that. I know for the DPW Championship, Bobby Ocean takes on Dave Cole.
Great Bobby Ocean,
We'll
David
be talking
Cole.
more about that as the time comes. And then April 22nd with the Wrestling for Autism once again.
And Bobby Ocean, of course, is a hard-working, well-educated wrestler in and outside of that ring.
Right.
You watch him show up at shows that he's not even scheduled to work, just so he can check out his opponents and other talent in the matches. Nothing but good things for him.
Nothing but good things.
Yeah, Bobby Ocean's is a stellar guy. So we got the Wrestling for Autism April 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that.
Will Mr. Raymond grace us with his presence in studio?
Sometime soon. Yes.
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 Before the 22nd.
That's what we're hoping. I'll tell you, April's going to be busy. You got a hot month for wrestling in
Hot
April.
month.
You know, and if you keep on looking at the calendar, there's April, get into
It
May.
just overwhelms you. How much is going on?
Blitzkrieg's going to start their summer outside shows.
Coming up soon.
Yeah, those are just really a lot of fun. That's it, totally.
That's my favorite.
That's like a totally the same great show, but in a more of an open area. It's like a festival atmosphere.
Right.
And I think I went to my first couple last year. I had a great time. You know, it's like going to the drive-in, and you could go back to your car, and if you have something in there,
Right.
your chairs.
It's like being at a barbecue.
Yeah, it's like put your lawn chairs out there.
You
So
could.
I'm really looking forward to that. So
Well, I can remember one Blitzkrieg card that was pretty eventful, and on a personal basis, and I walked away the next week as a result of that, building a pretty strong friendship with Mr. Mario Mancini.
yeah, very nice.
Exactly. Turn a negative into a positive. Let's put it to you that way.
That's it. Yes, very nice.
But anyway, I think we are done here. We're done.
Last words, or we're done?
Last words. Any quick last words before we go?
Quick last words. I'll jump in because I want to get this one out. Professional Wrestling Historical Society on Facebook. If you go, like those guys, a lot of great stuff, a lot of old match information, all AWA, NWA, WWF stuff, Mid-South, just a lot of great information on there. Professional Wrestling Historical Society on Facebook.
Check them out. Last words.
Thursday, she's coming
She's coming.
to Impact Wrestling.
Let's see what happens. I have nothing to say. We'll see you March 25th, this Saturday, up in Infield. Hollywood J, good night and goodbye.